So I was at my desk in Conan O'Brien's offices, um, and I was eating a cup full of trail mix that I got from the kitchen. And I had a thought that popped into my head that said, what if what if I'm allergic to nuts? Now I'm not allergic to nuts, and I've never been allergic to nuts, but that thought popped in, and then suddenly I spiraled. My body started to feel different. I felt my throat. I was like, is my throat like closing up? And then what began was what I was used to at this time in my life, which was a full on panic attack at work. And I don't know if you've had a panic attack before, but it is scary because you think you're going to die and your body doesn't know what to do or how to react. So I left the office. I was out on the Warner Brothers lot and I left the office because I didn't want any of my coworkers to see me having this anxiety attack. And I went to a bathroom that was on the lot, like a couple buildings away, a public bathroom. And I went in a stall, which I also needed to do at the time too, because whenever I would get panic attacks, my body just wanted to flush everything out. It just wanted, I had diarrhea. I was like, it just was like, I think this is that thing that happens when like you're so stressed or so scared or so anxious that like the joke is, oh, you shit yourself. Well, it's not really a joke. Like that actually happens to our bodies sometimes when we're in severe stress and anxiety, and certainly happens with me. And so I went into the bathroom and uh and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how to. I felt like waves of heat running through my body, and I felt um, like a shakiness, like a shaky. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And sort of like the spiral thinking of like, what if this is how I go? Right here in the bathroom behind the Jeopardy soundstage or whatever. Actually, Jeopardy's at Sony, but whatever. Behind the Conan, soundstage. And I tried to remember what my therapist at the time suggested for these moments, which was to name your five senses and to note five things, or actually, it's note five things that you can see, four things that you can hear, three things that you can touch, two things that you can smell, and one thing that you can taste. And so I went through the list. I was like, okay, five things that I could see. I could see the stall door right in front of me. I could see the like a high window that was like at the ceiling in this bathroom. I could see the small little tiles on the floor. I could see the paper towel holder, and I could see my hand. These are I don't remember specifically what I noted in the moment. It was kind of something that I it was not the most important thing in that moment, but these were the kinds of things I was doing. And then I was going, okay, four things that I can hear. Well, I can hear the toilet flushing me or flushing next to me in a nearby stall. I could hear the water running of the faucet of someone like washing their hands. I could hear some talking outside of the bathroom. And I just went through this process, and the process was um, to shift your focus to something else, to multiple other things, to just get your focus, essentially get yourself inside your body and get yourself focused on the present moment and out of your head, which is spiraling in that moment. Um, and this would be something that I would deal with for years, where I would have anxiety on a daily basis and panic attacks that would hit me every now and then at work and at home. And I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know how to fix it. And I felt like, mm, like I had to live this way for the rest of my life. And the I thought to myself, like, what how can I do that? How can I handle this? How can I do this? Is this just life now? Is this just how things are? And so it was scary uh a scary and uncertain time. This was a stretch of like, I don't know, 7 years, 8 years. I don't know exactly when it started. I didn't like document when it started, but it was through a lot of my 20s and into 3 years of my 30s until I was 33. And that's when I was 33, I came across a book that someone recommended. And for anyone spiritual, the book is Ask and It Is Given. But if you're not spiritual, or if you're spiritual and you just want to hear a logical context to what I learned from the book, it was basically to pay attention to your emotions. And that was a key element to living life. And little did I know, but the day I started doing that, which was the day I started reading this book, my life changed forever. My stress went away within the day that I was doing this. My body was more relaxed. I felt like I understood things better. I felt like I was more connected to myself. Within 2 days, I didn't have any sense of anxiety in any way. No anxiety. After years, it was just gone. It was just wasn't there. A few weeks of doing this, the anxiety was still not there. No panic attacks. I was able to talk to my therapist, and we talked about weaning off my anxiety medication, which I did. And even after I ran through and completely got off of it, still no anxiety, still no panic attacks. This changed my life. And so I truly believe, I know from my own experience, but I also at this point have helped other people see really cool transformative progress too. The key to all of this, the key to limit or eliminate anxiety, the key to um, helping with people who are struggling with depression, the key to helping feelings of stress and overwhelm or feeling lost and not knowing what to do. Understanding your emotions is a huge part of it. Understanding what your emotions are telling you. It's information. It's not just random. It's not just happening. It's not just completely out of your control. It's information. Your emotions are a reaction that your body is experiencing because of the thoughts that you're thinking. And when you know how when you know how these emotions are happening and what they're telling you and the information that they're telling you and what you can do about them, you can change your life forever, like I did and like I help other people do. And I'm going to share today, if you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with stress, I'm going to share with you the 3 big takeaways that I practiced from partly from this book that I learned, and then partly from my own experience in doing this, that transformed my life, got rid of my anxiety. I didn't know that it was possible to get rid of anxiety. I did not know that that was a thing. I thought people who have anxiety are just anxious people, and we just have to live with that for the rest of our life. And we can get good at managing it. We can manage it. We can tone it down sometimes. We can put little band-aids on, but we can't get rid of it. But that is not true. That is not my experience. I am now 6 years, more than 6 years, because it was exactly July of 2019, somewhere in the mid-July of 2019, that I started this practice. And every day since, I have been continuing it. That was July of 2019, and now it's July of 2025. It's been 6 full years. And I have not had any anxiety in those last 6 years. I have fears. I have fears that come up sometimes, but I don't have this underlying sense of dread and anxiety and nervousness and fear that's constantly present. And I don't have panic attacks anymore. And I haven't had panic attacks since. So this has been life changing for me. So life changing that I've changed the course of my career and wanted to dedicate my life to teaching what has helped me so much. And so anyway, let's get to the three things that most helped me. I'll walk you through it. I'll break it down. The cool thing is it's easy to learn, but it is a practice. So it's not hard. It's a lot easier than you might be thinking. Um, but if you see any cool results coming from this, do me the favor of letting me know in the comments. Like, tell me that you practiced it and what kind of cool results you saw by doing so. Okay. First thing is first thing is letting your emotions guide you, paying attention to how you feel and doing things that logically help you, whether you feel good or whether you feel bad. And I have a guide that is totally free. You can get it on my website, or I'll put it right here so you can just follow these steps. When you're feeling good, do these things. When you're feeling bad, do these things. You can pause it if you want. But if you sign up for this on my website, the beauty is you also get daily emails to walk you through details of how to master your emotions, and for like a 2-week every day, step by step, if you want to go in depth. But point is, these things logically help you. For example, when you feel bad, just letting yourself feel that way. That's a huge thing. Don't try to resist it. Don't try to fight it. Allow yourself to feel your feelings. It's super important to letting emotions pass through you when you actually let yourself feel them, versus when you're fighting against it and denying it and suppressing it and repressing it and bottling it up and trying to avoid it. It's like, that doesn't work. You know that doesn't work. Why? Because it comes back. We all know that. And so, like, these are simple, common sense things that you can do that will help. But the point is, every single thing on this list, and I'm not going to go through them specifically. If you want to hear an in-depth breakthrough of this list, there's my first YouTube video, my second YouTube video, my second YouTube video. Watch my second YouTube video. I go through each one of these in depth. But point is, these are things that will logically help you, whether you feel good or whether you feel bad. It helps you soften and minimize your negative moments and headspaces, and it helps you maximize and strengthen your positive moments and positive headspaces. And by just doing these simple things, essentially going easy on yourself, being nice to yourself, allowing yourself to feel your feelings, not trying to figure out your problems from negative headspaces because you're not thinking clearly in negative headspaces, not trying to take action or make choices or make important decisions about your life from negative headspaces. Those are all going to help you. Those are all going to be helpful to you when you practice them, when you really practice them, when you consciously on purpose practice them. And when you're feeling good, allowing yourself to enjoy the moment and fully feel the good essences of life, the joy you feel, the fun you feel, the love you feel, the appreciation you feel, the confidence you may feel at times, the peace and calmness and relaxation that you may feel at times, allowing yourself to fully embrace those moments and fully allow those good vibes to flow within you. Things like allowing yourself to think positively about your goals and dreams when you're in good headspaces. Things like jumping on ideas and insights and inspirations that feel fun and interesting and exciting to you. These are all things that allow you to basically hit the gas when you're feeling good and help you. These are logical things that make you feel better. These are logical things that can help you make you feel better. And this is the process of listening to yourself. I call them, this is the vibe guide. This is the vibe guide. But it's allowing your emotions to guide you, because your emotions are telling you what kind of headspace you're in. And if you're in a bad headspace, you want to be doing different things than when you're in a good headspace. And just knowing the logic of that. And again, if you want to hear in depth, watch my videos or sign up for my free emotional mastery newsletter on my website, chrisnewth.com. That's step one, listening to yourself and letting your emotions guide you. That's what I learned mostly from the book that I read, is like, pay attention to your emotions throughout the day and then do things to help you, whether you're feeling good or whether you're feeling bad. And then I just broke them down into what helped me specifically with like these specific things. Okay. Second thing is live your feel good lifestyle. Meaning, and I've talked about this on many streams before, and you can see this detailed more in other, I think last week I covered it, or 2 weeks ago I covered it. I've covered it in a bunch of my streams, but the idea of living your feel good lifestyle is doing things that you like more. It's simple. It's do what you like more, do what you love more, do what you enjoy more, do what makes you happy more on purpose. Even little things. If you're someone who feels like this is tricky for you, find the smallest little things, meaning allow yourself a 5-minute break when you can get a 5-minute break. Allow yourself to rest and relax more whenever you possibly can. Even if it's sitting in the car before you arrive at your destination and you have an extra 7 minutes before you have to walk in the door, use that 7 minutes to truly allow yourself to relax. It's allowing yourself to living your feel good lifestyle is allowing yourself to follow the fun, follow your heart, follow your excitement, follow your joy, follow your passions. Do those things that are calling you, that are intriguing to you, that are interesting to you, that your heart is calling for. Living your feel good lifestyle is saying yes to things that excite you and make you feel good, make your heart feel good. And it's also equally saying no to things that don't feel good as often as you can. I was someone in the years that I had anxiety in my 20s and early 30s, I was someone who was a people pleaser. If you have anxiety, you may also be a people pleaser, because what happens often, and I've seen this with a lot of the people that I coach, is we naturally, for whatever reason, we grew up this way, or we just think we have to for whatever reason, we think that we have to put other people before us. Like we have to do things we don't want to do. We have to do things I was always doing things out of obligation or out of guilt or out of pressure. And I was also, dating someone at the time who wanted to do things I didn't want to do, and would sometimes, not that it was his fault necessarily, but would make me feel bad when I didn't want to do that thing or when I wasn't in the mood to do that thing. And I would often say yes to things I didn't actually want to do. I'd go to parties I didn't want to go to. I'd feel social anxiety and I'd force myself to go anyway. And when you don't listen to yourself like that, when you force yourself to do things that you don't want to do, it's stress inducing. It is anxiety inducing for me, I found. And when I finally started to say, I'm going to prioritize my happiness over everything. I'm going to prioritize my headspaces, my good headspaces, over everything, which means saying no to people when I don't want to do something, and doing it with a confidence, doing it with I know I have the freedom to do this. I know that I have the freedom to make this choice, to say no. And it doesn't have to be rude. It's nothing against the person. It's just, I don't feel like doing that. That does not call my heart. That brings me stress or anxiety. It's not for me, or it's not interesting to me. And it's okay that I say no to those things. And by starting to do that, it so quickly helped change my life, because I would just say, I'm actually not going to that thing. I'm not going to that party. I'm not going to that restaurant. I'm not doing that thing. And there was a level of freedom that I unlocked by having the I don't want to say courage, but having the, like, just exercising my freedom to say no. And I could say it in a very polite way, in a very loving way, in a I hope that you have a great time and I really am glad that you want to do that and I hope you have a blast kind of way, but I'm not doing it. I'm going to pass on this one because I want to do these other things. Um there's something very freeing about that, and there's something very um anxiety releasing by doing that. So speaking your truth is part of living your feel good lifestyle. And a no is often your truth when you don't want to do something. And look, there are certain things in life that we just got to do. Sometimes do what you got to do, but try as much as possible to start exercising your freedom to say no when you don't want to do something, when your heart is not in something. And you can always either do other things, do certain things in other times, or talk yourself into wanting to do it. Like there's always a way that, like, there have been things that I didn't want to do at first, and then I, even just with a few minutes of reframing it in my mind, thinking about it in a different way, suddenly I was like, oh, actually that is a good idea. Actually, I do like that idea. I do want to do that. And then suddenly you want to do it, and then you could do it. But don't not want to do it and then force yourself to do it if you can help it, because that brings about feelings of feeling trapped, feeling pressure, all this, like, all this, I'm pressured, I'm trapped, I'm forced to do these things. We get people with like me who struggle with anxiety always had this like pressure. There's always this outside pressure. You have to do this, you got to do that. Uh, there's no choice. It almost is like there's no choice, or it seems like there's no choice, even if there's all the choice in the world. It seems that there's no choice. And when you live a life over and over and over again, every single day, where it feels like there's no choice, it's fucking stressful and anxiety ridden. So that would be the second thing. So to recap, number one, listen to yourself, pay attention to your emotions, and then do things that logically help you, whether you feel good or whether you feel bad. Step two, live your feel good lifestyle, living from your heart, making more decisions from your heart. And if this is tricky for you, do it slow at first. Do it with little things. But squeeze it in and start doing it more frequently. It will free you, and it'll give you a sense of freedom that maybe you don't feel right now, but you don't feel right now. And allow the magic of that to work its course, run its course. And the third thing is to relieve anxiety. And if you want to get rid of it in the way that I did, is you can change the stories you're telling yourself, use positive self-talk, and change the negative stories you're telling yourself. Whenever you feel bad about something, and it doesn't matter if that negative feeling is guilt or shame or fear or sadness and despair or jealousy um, or constriction or irritation or annoyance. It doesn't matter what the negative feeling is. What's behind that negative feeling is certain thoughts that you're having, certain stories that you're telling yourself in those moments. That's what's causing our emotions. Our thoughts cause our emotions. And we know that, like neuroscience-ly, we know thoughts come first and then we have an emotion. We have a thought and then we have an emotional reaction to that thought. We have a thought, we have an emotional reaction to that thought. That's how thoughts and emotions work. And when you know that, then when you have anxiety, you're feeling anxiety. Anxiety is a emotional response, an emotional feeling to a thought that you had first. And so if you can start to pay attention to what those thoughts are and start changing them in ways that feel better to you, then you can, if you change the thought, you can change the emotional reaction you're getting. So there's a lot of our anxiety is coming. So for example, for me, a lot of my anxiety, a lot of my I hope this is like going to make sense. I'm doing this, and to me, it's on the right side. So I like read left to right, like thoughts here and then emotions. It might be opposite for you. I don't know. But a lot of my anxiety was caused because I thought I had to do certain things that I didn't want to do. I have to go to that event that that a lot of my friends are going to. I have to, you know, I have to meet some kind of criteria at work that I have in my head, or I might get fired. I have to, um, I have to jump through these hoops, or I have to keep go, go, go. Or like, you know, I I feel like a failure. That's a thought. I feel like I'm a failure, or I'm not good enough. Guess what kind of emotional response that could lead to? Anxiety, stress. Um, that, that that's how our thoughts and our emotions work hand in hand. So by changing the thoughts that we have, and I also have videos about this too. You can look up anything that where the title is something like, changing negative beliefs, changing negative stories, um, anything thought related or belief related would be. I'll go into depth on it, um, but the main thing you're looking for with this third piece of the puzzle is you just want to start finding new ways to look at things that meet two criteria. Number one, it feels good to you. And number two, it makes sense to you. And if you can meet those two criteria, then you've found a good replacement thought for that thing that you're dealing with. So, for example, when I thought I had to go to all these social events that I didn't want to go to because the person I dated is an extrovert and wants to do all these things and wants to book, multiple things a week, multiple events, multiple, parties, multiple, you know, uh, uh, game nights, multiple, restaurant trips or whatever. Um, I had a thought of like, well, I have to do all these things. Like yeah, I'm part of this unit and my partner wants to do it. And so I have to do it. Um, that's one way of looking at it, but that's not the way I have to look at it. I can also, and I can't, this is the conclusion I was able to come to later, but I'm able to say, I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I am free to make choices, like saying no. I can decline things. I am able to decline things. I am an equal person like anyone else, and I can say politely, no, thank you to that thing. And I can pick and choose which ones I want to do and which ones I don't want to do. And I can advocate for myself and I can speak up for myself and I can speak from my heart. I can do that. And thinking like that results in a different kind of emotional response. And so this combination of listening to myself and understanding my emotions and listening to that and then doing things that logically help me depending on where I was mentally, emotionally, and living my feel good lifestyle of doing more things from my heart and living more as the real me and changing my stories and changing the thoughts that I was having along the way that were really tripping me up. Those were three of the most powerful things that I would contribute to me being able to get rid of my anxiety forever, like forever. I still have fears. We all have fears. That's a natural part of life. But I'm not constantly under this like pressure of dread and anxiety and where my bandwidth has shrunk to like this big and any little thing just snaps me and like causes me to spiral and causes me to feel like my body's out of control and causes me to feel like I'm going to die. Like that's not a thing anymore. And I freed myself. So I hope that this information is able to free you too. And so I'm going to keep today's episode short. Usually I open the room and talk to people, but today I kind of want to leave it like this. I'm going to leave my email below, not my email, my website below, chrisnewth.com. You could sign up for my free emotional mastery newsletter. It says EQ newsletter here, same thing. It'll walk you through with a daily email that you can learn you learn what your emotions are, learn what they mean, learn what they're telling you, learn what to do with them, and use it as a self practice. You can absolutely do this as a self practice. Everything that I told you now, you can start implementing right now. And I hope you do, because it will logically change your life if you practice it. And I hope you see the results that I saw. Um, and I also know that this works because I've helped other people do that too. And if you're someone who's looking for some help or some extra guidance or some personalized attention with this, you can also go to my website, and I have a coaching page, and we have programs available where you can talk with me directly about your situation and your life and your challenges and what you're experiencing and what you're looking for. And then I will teach you in very simple ways how to understand yourself, how to listen to your emotions, how to know what information they're telling you, and what you can do with that information that can help you change your life in literally any area you want, whether it's relationships, whether it's career stuff, whether it's just feeling lost in terms of like, what is my purpose, whether it is a connection with yourself, whether it's a belief in yourself, whether it's movement and progress to specific goals and dreams that you had, like me dreaming of wanting to be on Conan and then being able to create that for myself and being able to find my way to manifest that reality for myself, or whether it's the biggest win of all, which is consistent happiness, just being able to enjoy your life and being able to say that you genuinely enjoy your life, and establishing such a high baseline, a new high baseline of happiness for yourself, that it's not that you sit here all the time. You'll have dips, but you'll always know how to get back to that high baseline that you've established for yourself. That's what I want for you. I hope you find that. You could do that on your own. There's a self practice is amazing, and I hope that you do that. And if you also want help, you know where to find me. So, with that, I'm going to wrap today. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any updates, if you practice this, please, and you see good results, please come back and tell me, share it with me. Tell me what you're seeing, tell me what you're experiencing. These things that when I'm coaching people, even the first week of them actually practicing this in a conscious way, in a purposeful way, brings so many cool changes. It's very common for me to see people in the first week or two have in was the same in my case too. When I started practicing it, literally within days, there was this lightness, there was this peace in my heart doing it that I had not felt ever. And so anyway, I hope you practice it. Let me know if you do. And if you have anything that you want me to focus on in future live streams or in future YouTube videos, please also comment below and let me know. What are those things? What are those things you want me to deep dive? Or what are those things, whether it's mindset or how our thoughts work or changing our beliefs or understanding our emotions or manifesting our goals and dreams, or whatever it is. What are the things that you care about, that you're interested in, that you're curious about? And that will give me a sense of where to take this channel, because ultimately this channel is for you. So tell me what you want to hear more about, and I'll make more content for that. With that, I will wrap up. If you liked this video or got anything useful or valuable out of it, give me a thumbs up. That really helps. Also, anything you do with this video, whether it's thumbs upping it or commenting or sharing it, if there's someone that you know in your life that's sort of stressed and anxious and dealing with these kind of problems too, share it with them. Share it with them. Especially if they're ready, if they're looking for an answer, they're tired. They're just, I got to a point like where I was tired of feeling this way. I was tired of feeling anxious. I just wanted to be done, but I didn't know the answer. And then the answer showed up for me. And it's been a beautiful journey ever since. So with that, I will wrap up. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you. And I'll catch you next time. Love you.